One of the most popular questions regarding product or course creation that I get asked is, what kit do I need? Well, that isn't really any surprise because like many of the people that I speak to, I too am genuinely really interested in kit. It seems to be something that we get drawn to. We get drawn to it like mice to cheese. While some of us are drawn to the prospect of buying new equipment and finding out about new stuff, paradoxically, it's actually the issue that gets in the way the most. You see, for some, they feel like they absolutely have to have the right kit. And this can cause an issue because they just don't know what that kit should be. In some cases, it causes an issue for others because the right kit can appear very expensive and may be actually too expensive for their budget. Now, both these scenarios, of course, cause a problem. Another problem with the issue of the right kit is some people do get confused by how to actually use it to make their online courses and products. And of course, that becomes an even bigger issue for them. Now, some people in this space will tell you that kit absolutely does not matter. However, the truth is that some kit is absolutely necessary. But it certainly doesn't need to be expensive and it doesn't need to be complicated either. So the purpose of this video is to simply show you the basic kit needed and actually show you the kit that is absolutely necessary to ensure you can get your online courses and products created and taken to market, which after all is what you need, isn't it? Now, I came to the world of product and course creation from a background of filmmaking for businesses and before that having a successful training business. So the knowledge of how to make a video and what kit is necessary was something that I'm afraid I took for granted for a long time. But as I work with more and more people who are keen, if not desperate, to make courses and products, I appreciate how much consternation it can actually cause. Well, by now, I'm sure you realise that if you want to be successful, if you want successful courses and products, you need those courses to be video based. That's just the way it is for now. So that's where we will start, at the image recording part of the process. Now, what is truly amazing is that you can actually record any video footage you need with a modern cellular smartphone. Now, I've mentioned this many times before, but the video capability of the phone in your pocket is truly amazing. And many of the more modern phones have within them a 4K camera, which is literally more than you will ever need. Now, that said, some people do like to use equipment that is designed just to do what it's designed to do. So we do need to talk about cameras. Now, any basic DSLR camera that shoots HD footage is good enough. And of course, there are some real advantages of using a purpose-built camera over your phone. My recommendation would be any starter level Canon DSLR camera. I started making all my videos with a Canon 60D. Now this is a Canon 70D and I think this has now been superseded by the 80D. By the time you see this, it might be even the 90D. But if you can pick up a second-hand 60D, 70D or 80D, this will be all the camera that you ever need. Now, if you do choose the DSLR option, you will have to think about the lens. These cameras have separate lenses, which will actually help you with the cinematography aspect of your filming, which we will cover in a separate video. But that's an advantage of a camera like this over the phone option right there. Now, quite often you can buy these cameras with what they call the kit lens. This is often a zoom which will cover a range of focal lengths. Now, certainly when you're starting out, the kit lens will cover a range perhaps from 28 to 70 millimeters, or I think this one even covers 18 to 135 millimeters, which will be absolutely perfect for most settings and situations. Of course, you're going to need to record your video onto some media. Now, if you're going to use a DSLR, or most video cameras these days, they tend to use SD cards. Now, unless you're shooting in 4K, then once again, you can pick these up on, for example, Amazon quite cheaply. But don't go too cheap though, and do use a recognised brand. The last thing you need is for you to lose your footage due to a dodgy card. Now I tend to recommend Transcend or ScanDisk. Now whichever camera you choose, you're going to need to keep the camera stable. Handheld footage will not be suitable for your online course or product. So you're going to need to use a tripod. Once again, this does not need to be expensive. Take a look at Amazon, and I would certainly recommend any of the Manfrotto or Benro range of tripods. I have both, and they have given me many years of stability, and you won't need to spend loads. Now, unless you are very lucky with the space you're shooting in, the chances are you will need some form of lighting. Now once again, please do not think that you have to spend a fortune on lights, even if you choose to use specific video lights. I would recommend LED lights. These days, LED lighting is cheap and it's easy to use. Now I will go into how to use lighting in a future video, but you are going to need 2, maybe even 3 lights. But I've had these lights from Aperture for 4 or 5 years now, and they are still going strong. And if you could pick these up second hand, they would certainly do the job. And I'll put the model number under the video. The chances are you will need to pop your lights on something to keep them in the right position. So you will need some light stands. Now, Amazon is full of reasonably priced, quality and cheap light stands. So there's no problem there. Okay, so I think we've sorted out the image part of the process. Now, a major problem with DSLR type cameras is whilst the images are amazing, the audio on the whole is rubbish. Now, of course, that's because they were designed to take photographs. So you will need a way of recording the audio or getting good quality sound into your camera. So you are going to have to consider having an external microphone. And I will come on to how to make perfect audio in a later video. But one of the rules of thumb is to get the mic near to the source of the audio, and the nearer the better. Having an on-camera mic like this Rode VideoMic Pro would be a really good investment. Now I've had versions of this VideoMic Pro for a long time now, and they've really stood me in good stead. And with a few accessories, you can even get the Rode VideoMic Pro quite close to the source of the sound or the talent. Now when it comes to a backdrop or setting, a plain wall will do. I would always recommend trying to get some distance between the subject, you, and the wall. If you do use a wall, of course, you don't need to buy any background. But you might want to consider using a pop-up background. And if you don't have the opportunity to shoot in a room where you've got a clean wall, once again, that would be a great thing to do, and it would be very convenient and very portable. You might also consider creating a set that reflects you, your personality or your business, which of course would be great, but don't think that you have to. In fact, just filming in your own lounge would probably be just fine. Just check and make sure that you don't have a plant or an ornament coming out of the top of your head, because it's quite off-putting for the audience. Now, once you shoot your content for your course or product, you need to edit it. You need to edit that footage. So you need to get your footage off the camera or off the card and into the computer. Now, if you're very adept with a mobile device, you might be able to edit your footage in your iPhone or mobile device. However, for the purposes of this, I'm going to assume you're going to be using a computer. This does not need to be special in any way. It can be your laptop or your desktop computer. There is absolutely no need to buy any special or indeed additional computer for this. You will, however, need some software, some editing software. Now, some of this can be downloaded for free. Now, if you have a PC, you might have to do this. If you have a Mac, of course, it comes with iMovie. So, that's the basics. Now watch for more videos from me where I will explain in so much more detail how to use equipment and how to go through each stage of the product creation process. Now, I've just given you some ideas about some of the equipment that I like to use or have used, and below this video there's a checklist for you to download which will help. Now, if you found this useful, please give us a big like and share the content with your friends and colleagues who are also interested in creating online products and courses. And keep coming back here to find new products and content creation videos. Now, if you want a much more comprehensive resource for helping you with your online course and product creation, please go to the My Expertise Online Academy, where you will literally find everything that you need to support you in your product creation and your marketing and your sales. It's all there. So to find out more about the Academy, click on the link below. Thanks for taking the time to watch, and I look forward to seeing you next time.